In the vibrant, glowing jungles of the alien planet Xylos, a paradise of bizarre flora and fauna, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot were facing a crisis that defied their usual brand of chaotic heroism. A menacing, insidious force known as the planetary blight was seeping into the planet's lifeblood, a chaotic wave of corrupted energy that caused the glowing plants to wither, the colorful skies to darken, and the vibrant spirit of its people to be replaced by a profound apathy, a silent, pervasive despair. The Guardians, a chaotic, dysfunctional family, were struggling. Their tech was failing, their comms were scrambled, and their usual brand of witty banter was replaced by a grim determination. They felt a central, wild, and incredibly powerful energy signature that was both the source of the problem and the only hope for a solution. They saw it from afar, a tiny, vibrant spark of raw power at the heart of a secluded clearing, and they descended, ready to face whatever lay within. Meanwhile, in that very clearing, a young and powerful Pikachu, whom we'll call Sparky, was fighting a battle he couldn't understand. The planetary blight was a terrifying force, a destructive counter to his very being. He felt the pain of the storm, its chaotic energy, its immense power, and he knew, with an instinct that buzzed through his very electrical core, that he had to stop it. But his every effort to contain the chaos only seemed to amplify it, his bolts of lightning adding to the destructive symphony, and he feared he was becoming a source of the problem, a harbinger of the storm. He was a victim of the storm, but he also had the power to stop it, a small, lonely creature fighting a war against himself and against the storm that threatened to consume them all. The Guardians, landing in the clearing, saw the small yellow Pokemon, his cheeks sparking with immense chaotic power, his eyes filled with a desperate, frantic energy. They saw not a source of the problem, but a victim, a creature that was fighting a war against itself. This was the missing piece to their new spell, the key to their arc reactor. They knew that their tech, their science, was useless against a power of this magnitude. They knew that they had to approach it not as an enemy, but as a partner. They had to show Sparky that he was not a threat, but a sorcerer trying to help. Sparky, seeing the group of strange alien heroes, felt a surge of panic. This was a group of magic, a direct counter to his very being. His electricity, which had been a source of stability, was now a source of chaos. He was causing damage to the forest, and he knew, with a profound emotional connection, that he was a source of chaos. He was a victim of the storm, but he also had the power to stop it. He was a small, lonely creature fighting a war against himself and against the storm that threatened to consume them all. The encounter was immediate and tense. Star-Lord, speaking with the calming authority of a hero, explained the crisis. The planetary blight was a profound dissonance, a chaos that was feeding on itself. He saw Sparky's frantic efforts to contain it and realized his raw, chaotic power was a mirror of the storm itself. He explained his theory, that Sparky's energy was the only thing pure enough to stabilize the system, but the current uncoordinated interactions were only making the problem worse. Sparky, through a series of expressive chirps and focused gestures, showed the Guardians his fear, that he was becoming a force of destruction. He had tried to stop the storm, but his wild energy was just adding to the chaos. This was the moment of truth. They realized the cosmic blight was the true enemy, a parasitic entity that fed on the conflict and the shared fear. It was a being of pure chaotic energy and corrupted magic, a malicious force that was tearing the world apart, and it could only be defeated by a perfect harmony of their powers. They decided to work together, a partnership born of mutual desperation and a shared purpose. Their collaboration was groundbreaking. Star-Lord, in the high-tech confines of his royal lab, designed a new suit module and a specialized harness for Sparky, a perfect blend of technology and bioorganic engineering that could safely channel and contain Sparky's immense electrical energy. He showed Sparky holographic schematics, explaining how the technology would serve as a filter and focus for his power, transforming his raw, chaotic energy into a stable, harmonious current. Sparky, in turn, learned to trust the Guardians, to see a technology not as a cold, dangerous machine, but as a tool for good, a way to control his power and become a true hero. He learned to focus his immense power not into a chaotic burst, but into a sustained, harmonious current guided by the Guardians' technology. The new arc reactor, a perfect fusion of magic and magic, was their test, a beacon of hope against the growing static storm. Cosmic Blight, a being of pure chaotic energy and corrupted magic, sensing the growing harmony, launched a full frontal assault on the Guardians' lab, a chaotic wave of corrupted static that threatened to overload the systems, to destroy their creation, and to sever their partnership forever. The battle was a chaotic mix of magic and magic, a magnificent, terrifying spectacle. Star-Lord, his spells now powered by Sparky's clean, harmonious energy, was faster, more powerful, and more resilient than ever. Sparky, using the Guardian's magic to focus his attacks, could hit the Cosmic Blight's core with pure, targeted bolts of energy. They were a duo of magic and magic, a man of science and a creature of nature, fighting a war against a force of chaos, a war for their world, for their friendship, for their very souls. The final clash was a magnificent, powerful symphony of harmony. Star-Lord, using his suit to channel Sparky's immense harmonious energy, and Sparky, using the Guardian's magic to focus his power, unleashed a synergistic spark, a perfect fusion of magic and magic that was a direct counter to the Cosmic Blight's chaos. The Cosmic Blight shrieked, a deafening, multi-layered cry of agony and disbelief. The harmonious energy was a direct counter to its chaotic cold, its pure unity a counter to its divisive despair. Its shadowy form, its crimson eyes filled with immense hatred, flickered wildly, and with a final desperate gasp of the world, was meant to be static. It was consumed by the synergistic spark, its shadowy essence dissolving into harmless motes of stardust that evaporated into the air. The permafrost puppet master, the architect of that sorrow, was finally vanquished, its power broken by a friendship that was stronger than any cold. The Pokemon Storytime had witnessed a true miracle, a beautiful, impossible unity born of technology and magic that had conquered the greatest cold of all. The Guardian's new spell, a perfect blend of magic and magic, was a global phenomenon, a source of clean, limitless power that brought harmony to the world. He was no longer a hero of technology, but a hero of magic, a hero who had learned to embrace the unknown, to trust in a force that was beyond science. And Sparky, his loyal partner, was no longer a confused Pokemon, but a hero of two worlds, a living testament to the fact that magic and magic were not enemies, but two sides of a coin, two forces of nature that, when united by a bond of love and friendship, could bring harmony back to a world plunged into chaos. Their story, the improbable tale of a master of magic and a creature of magic, became a central part of the world's lore. It was a story of two opposing forces who through courage and friendship found a perfect balance, and in doing so mended a world. Their Pokemon Storytime became a legend, a timeless epic about a lonely scientist who found a friend, a brave Pikachu who found a partner, and a world that found its harmony again. Life lesson. The story teaches us that true strength and innovation are not found in isolated power or a single lays of thinking. The most profound solutions and lasting progress come from bridging divides, embracing new perspectives, and collaborating with those who seem different from us. When we combine the best of our distinct abilities, whether it's technology and magic or science and heart, we can achieve greatness that is impossible to reach alone.